Hey there YouTube, Wheelchair21, and this is the review for Mini-Pla DaiKai-Oh and Ebi Origami and Shinken-Oh. Anyways, starting off as you can see is the Ebi Origami, which has the cool tentacle, the cool little tentacles, actual movable disc, movable snout, movable everything, in a sense, since it all comes apart. I mean, heck, even the spearhead comes off for when you become, or pulls out when you become, Ika Shinken-Oh. Well, first off, in this review, though, we gotta go right into the Ebi Origami, since, Ika combines with DaiKai-Oh and Shinken-Oh. The Ebi Origami, as you can see, is this really nice yellow and yellowish gold, marigold, and blue plastic, which makes the shrimp-like crayfish lobster Zord, with its awesome fan tail and legs, and has a basic overall easy transformation gimmick about it. Where, to transform it, all you honestly have to do to start off is take off its shield, which is also one of its fins in a sense, off its feet, spin its feet around, as so, and spin its feet around 180 on a ball joint, and then spin out its legs, so you reveal its, calves and thighs and all that cool stuff. Then easily pull off the head off of Ebi, and literally flip the arms over, and pretty much you already got finishing attack mode DaiKai-Oh. It's north side, pretty much, which, before completing this, you gotta actually pull apart the head, and put the fin and the swords on the back of it, which easily plug in as so. You pull up the back feet, plug this down and in, and then easily just plug in the matching side of his face to the matching hole on his back. And the sword falls off, as usual. Actually, I realize that this is the north face, though, when he combines with Ika, and what you really actually need is, since this wheel actually does turn and rotates, it's actually this face, which is, I believe, east. I think this is the east face, for when it uses its claws for its finishing attack, which actually can open and close, and when not in use, they go up here on the back of its, shoulders and such, and plug right into so. It has a nice little cool disc gimmick where it actually will rotate on you. You have the south face, which in doing so, when you remove the back pieces here and fold in the faces, you have the actual swords to DaiKai-Oh, which I actually love these katanas in a sense. I really like the whole gimmick of how the whole face and the antennae become the actual swords to the figure, and he's now a dual wielding, katana wielding powered, pissed off lobster. Then you have the west, which uses the fan as a shield, which easily pops off and is replaceable for its other attacks by just literally pulling out this little fan belt and replacing the face pieces back to where they once were. Personally, I gotta say, I love all the forms it can become. I mean, it actually has the ability to use its defense fan and act really shogunistic with this daimyo-like spread out fan. For defense, you have its double-wielding katanas, which make it look like a swift, sea-bearing naval officer. And then you have the claws, which makes it like a giant brute. And it can also combine with this awesome origami. Which also, before becoming Ika DaiKai-Oh, let's show off how it becomes Shinken DaiKai-Oh. First off, this piece comes off, revealing to be the actual spear, where you fold in the tentacle, push out the actual spearhead, and easily just plug it right into the top of the pink's arm. This shield, however, you unfold the actual shield piece, which is in the base of the Ika, place where the regular shield goes, which is now a mystifying freezing shield. And this piece right here, which is its like lightning rod conductor, simply attaches to the back of your Shinken-Oh, as most attached pieces usually do, which for some reason is not attaching correctly. Overall, this little combination is quite bulky and quite huge, but isn't as back heavy as some of the other forms it has, like when you do DaiTenku Shinken-Oh, or when you try to form it with Samurai. How I personally do overall enjoy it, because this was first used when Genta joined the team, and would be eventually replaced when it became Daikai Shinken-Oh, or when Genta himself would use the Ika Origami in unison with the Ebi, which in doing so, you literally have to replace the shield back to where it once was on the back end of the Ebi Origami. Flip to the north head now. Take the actual shield of what the Ika shield off of Shinken-Oh and place it actually on this cod piece on his chest. Once applying this to the cod piece on the chest, it should look as so. And then finally, last but not least, you then take the actual end piece of the Ika's tentacles, the Ika itself off, the Ika head off of Shinken-Oh itself, pull down this little flap here, revealing its hook, re-establishing the disc on its back, and plugging it into its tentacles again, becoming a giant spear. This form is actually pretty cool, because the actual base of the tentacles actually holds up the figure, and at times, if you're able to actually angle it, you can actually have the tip end of the spear be balanced off the hand, or held by the hand, to make it actually look like it's being rammed into its opponent. It's overall a cool design. I really like all things about the Ebi Origami and DaiKai-Oh. It's one of my favorite mechas from Shinkenger. I think it's actually a giant fan favorite because it's an awesome lobster and crayfish combo, and it's just an amazing feature. But the thing is about when combining it to become Daikai Shinken-Oh, or whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it Daikai Shinken-Oh or Claw Armor Megazord because of Samurai, Power Ranger Samurai, next up you pretty much have to upgrade by turning the Ika Origami into the battle weapon when combining it with good old DaiTenku. When bringing DaiTenku into the mix, you become the IkaTenku Buster, which is going to be a part of the second half of this review by pretty much combining everything to become Daikai Shinken-Oh and the IkaTenku Buster. Well, anyways, I should probably cut this actually in half to make it a lot easier to do the review. Overall, I can say is these are great candy toys altogether when combined. Worth purchasing, worth to buy. Hard to get these two nowadays, but still get them. You can check me out here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment. Follow me on Twitter. Check out Hirotaku. Check out Rajo Nihon. Check out Toku Anime News. Do all that stuff. We'll see you next time in Ika DaiKai-Oh Part 2. Daikai Shinken-Oh and IkaTenku Buster review.